Today, I'm gonna teach you guys the Gutsy flick and 3 variations of it. Let's go. Okay, so what is the Gutsy flick? The Gutsy flick is basically just a flick up where you roll the ball onto your own foot and then do a toe bounce. And why is it called the Gutsy flick, you ask? Well, you know there's this player, right? He's called Mario Götze, a pretty good football player, and he used to do this during warm-ups. And for me, it's probably the best looking freestyle skill done by a pro. Okay, but how do you do the Gutsy flick? Essentially, all you have to do is roll the ball with your strong foot and let the ball bounce up on the toe of your strong foot towards your weak foot. And then when the ball is in the air, all you need to do is a toe bounce. So you set the foot down and then you take your strong leg over your weak leg, let the ball bounce on your toe, you lift your toes up, and there you have it. So now that we learned how to do the Gutsy flick, let's move on to the variation. And variation number 1 is the reverse Gutsy flick. But instead of doing a toe bounce into the flick up, which is basically reverse, you're actually doing each and separate move in reverse. So instead of rolling it like this on the outside of your foot, you're rolling the flick on the inside of your foot. And instead of doing a toe bounce, you actually do a reverse toe bounce. So you start with the ball like this, roll the ball onto the inside of your foot, lift your toes up, move your leg behind your other leg, and do a reverse toe bounce. And there you have it, the reverse Gutsy flick. Variation number 2, the Gutsy. Now, I think I've taught this move many a times, but it's such a cool move that I just have to teach it to you again. So the Gutsy is basically a mix between the Gutsy flick and a sombrero. The sombrero is the... You know that move. So you start off with the flick like this, and when the ball comes up, you want to go in that motion and then spin to the opposite side. So I'm doing this with my right, then I have to spin to my left and flick it over my right shoulder and then turn to gain control. Okay, so you do the flick with your strong foot, the ball bounces up, you flick it with your strong foot towards your strong shoulder, turn towards your weak side and gain control. Just make sure that when you make the flick, you actually lift your toes a little bit so you get that air underneath the ball so you're able to do the flick high enough to get it over your shoulder. Variation number 3, we got the Gutsy flick to crossover / hop the world. So I saw this guy on Instagram who did the Gutsy flick into some sort of mix hybrid between the hop the world and the crossover. The crossover looks like this, and the hop the world looks like this. But when you mix them together and you totally mess up the timing, you get something of a hybrid between the two, and that's what it did. So that's what I'm gonna teach you guys today. So you start with the Gutsy flick like this, you get it up in the air, and then when you got the ball up in the air, you start jumping, but you jump slightly to the side, and then you do a hop over motion. Like that. There is one tricky thing though that really got my mind going when starting out this trick, and that is that you need to jump right after you've done the flick, or else the timing will be completely off. So right after you've done the flick, you jump with the other leg and you do the crossover and hop the world hybrid. Now these were just 3 variations, but the possibilities with the Gutsy flick are endless, and that is why we cooked up this little compilation of moves that I've done with the Gutsy flick. Enjoy. So that was it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, leave a like and a comment down below on what skill or trick we should teach you guys in the next video. Also, don't forget to subscribe and check out the playlist here right down below. But not before you check out the Unisport store to check out the newest and the latest and the greatest within the football world. And I will see you guys in the next video.